Did you know that primarily Western men lose millions of dollars every year in online scams to Russian or Ukrainian women? Now, I put the inverted commas because quite often they're not actually talking to the women that they think they're talking to. In fact, they're actually talking to Igor from Siberia. But one guy even lost over $300,000 to an online scam involving a woman in Russia. So you might be thinking, Connor, I would never be that stupid to lose that amount of money to an online scam. But you might be surprised to know that quite often the victims of these scams are not super low IQ or something. In fact, they're very successful men in other areas of their life. So how the hell do they lose so much money in these online scams? That's what I'm going to be diving into in today's Tip Thursday with me, Connor Klein. We're going to be exploring exactly how these scams work and what can be done about them by Eckerling.
So the total amount spent was $317,000. She communicated with me and I communicated with her every single day. 75% of the money was spent on stickers and photos.
These sites are known as PPL sites, which is pay-per-letter sites, and that's exactly the model. Basically, at the very base, you pay in order to communicate. And I know in the era of Instagram and Tinder and all these apps where obviously you can talk for free to people, whether it happens to be Facebook, why would you do that? That is a very good question. But there's a whole business model around getting you addicted and manipulating you into paying on these sites, and it's not transparent as to why you are paying. It's not saying, hey, you pay for communication. It's saying, hey, meet the woman of your dreams. Normally it's targeting men from the West to meet women from Eastern Europe in particular. It doesn't have to be exclusively Eastern Europe. You also do it for other countries, but this is the main part of the business. This is the most lucrative region.
My dear.
Okay. So imagine you're sitting at home. Maybe it's in somewhere like Ohio, Kansas, Manchester, maybe Lyon in France, somewhere else across the world, and a beautiful Ukrainian or Russian woman writes to you. It comes into your inbox. Would you be able to resist responding? That's how you're lured in. Starts with the photos, the emails, promising you everything, and soon your new online lover becomes your perfect woman.
What I wasn't aware of was how sophisticated this new type of scam was. I wouldn't say it was she, it was how they managed to hook me in. They learn about you, understand who you are, and they become the perfect woman for you.
And that's how they get guys hooked. They get deeper and deeper sucked in. They invest more and more by writing back. And all the time, this company and its incentives in terms of how it makes money are not aligned with yours because they don't make anything, not a dime, if you actually have a real relationship with this woman that you've met on their site. How are they making money? They're making money through the correspondence, the emails that you write and send, or maybe just to open them and read them. The messaging, how long you're on there typing. Maybe you're sending emoticons. Maybe you're opening emoticons. All those are costing you money as the customer, as the consumer.
They're telling you to give them a kiss. So you send them a kiss sticker. Oh, tell me how much you love me. You send them an I love you sticker. Send me your photo. Send me 10 photos. Send me 50 photos. I want to see all your photos of your house. Can you show me photos of your city? Go to the beach and take photos of everything at the beach. By the end of the day, you've sent 400 photos. Then, of course, she'll start sending you photos, which is, of course, is $2 for each photo that it sent you. It started off with mostly photos, and I ended up spending, like, in the month of July, I spent a little over $20,000 on this website just with chat, gifts, and sending photos.
And maybe even at the end, they will charge you to get the contact details of the woman herself, the real woman herself. Whether she's been talking to you or not, they will even sell you that information, some of them. So there you see the whole way along your experience, your journey on these sites, you're being charged money by the site, but that's not correlated with your objective. And that is a very, very bad setup for you.
I was working in international marriage website. I also have such experience. I was working there for a few months as a translator, but I think that's not a job as a translator. Yes, I can open the things like it's not the translator. It's like a compositor, poetry. I mean, it's like artist job, everything, because you don't just translate in something that the girl saying and the man saying, because this girl even never know what they're writing about in the messages, in the letters, everything. Only have the translator. He actually writing the same letters to 10 person about a big love, about a very poor family.
So you might be wondering, well, how did the girls themselves get involved in this? Well, a lot of girls are just poached as well. That's actually kind of a funny slip. They are approached and poached from social networking sites. Basically, they get messages saying, hey, can we buy basically the rights to your photos? Do you agree to be on this website, on this series of websites? And we pay X amount of money just for the rights to photographs. So what you're seeing right now in this screen recording is a real life attempt by a recruiter to get a model to sign up to their agency. So they reach out on Instagram, the recruiter reaches out to the model. The model happens to be a friend of mine. That's why I was able to get this screen recording for you. And they make a proposal, obviously in exchange for money, that your profile will appear on a list of sites. Later on, she switches it over, they exchange phone numbers, and she switches it off Instagram onto a messaging service. She outlines the sites that the model's profile will appear on. She says all you have to do is just basically send your photos. She wants to know her personal information, so it's all accurate. And that's the point, that a lot of these sites are just guaranteeing that it's a real person who agreed to be on the site. They're not guaranteeing that you will actually communicate with them. And in this case, it's outlined that the model will not actually have to do anything more unless an opportunity comes up. If the guy were to go and ask, send a present or whatnot, or want to actually have a live conversation and pay more money, then potentially the model will be recruited in to do that.
About how much offer you, I don't know, offer me. I don't know, because actually every time I tried it maybe twice, a long time ago, they asked me to send the pictures to their agency. They just will use my pictures and talking with some foreigners, and only I will got some gifts, or maybe if it will be the meeting, if the person come, if I want, we can go for a day together. So actually from the beginning I'm thinking it's okay. Maybe I also interested to talk, to improve my English, like maybe they use translator, but every time they like when the girl can understand and speak English. But after all, I never got any money. Like twice I sent my pictures, I let them use my pictures and said like maybe every month they will give me some money from the gifts and from the messages, but always disappear, just use my pictures and no any feedback. And another thing that I don't like even not all the girls know that they are in a marriage agency. Usually they do such kind of business, like every girls like nice pictures, especially for Instagram, professional pictures, everything. So they offer to come to their office and make a new pictures, but only with a passport. And of course, sometimes they say that it's for marriage agency. Sometimes don't say, but even say, the girls like, oh, okay, don't care, because they will get it new pictures, new professional pictures. That's all. So I'm sure that really hundreds of the girls have their posts and pictures in some marriage agencies, and they even don't know about that.
So I'm often contacted by guys that unfortunately have fallen victim to these PPL sites. And one thing that I try to emphasize on them, listen, there may be some legal remedies for you that you should explore. I used to be a lawyer, if you know, back in the days, so I have a good shall we say, knows for what are the possibilities that you might be able to pursue as a strategy to try and get your money back, because it's not entirely clear if a lot of what these sites are doing is illegal. And you know, when you look at the sites, I always say the first question that I ask guys when they contact me for my consulting is, well, what exactly did this particular site offer you? And then we go and we look at the terms and conditions, you know, how it's represented on the front page. And a lot of times they are only guaranteeing that you get to communicate with a person and that the woman whose profile is there, that she is a real person. Now, it's pretty easy, as you've seen, that she could be a real person, she may have agreed to be on the site, but are they actually guaranteeing that you're even talking to the person? And if so, are they guaranteeing that she's actually genuinely looking for a serious relationship with a foreigner? Most cases, that's not actually what's written there. So you need to read the terms and conditions really, really carefully. If you are one of those guys, then, you know, feel free to reach out to me and I might be able to point you in the right direction. We can, you know, set up a consulting call. So the way to do that is writing to me either at connorklein@zaraexperience.com, which is my email, or maybe you can also reach out to me on Instagram. My handle there is Zara Experience. And in general, you should go and check out my Instagram, of course, if you're interested in seeing what I get up to in a more frank and candid way here. You know, I take little clips most days showing you what it's like to actually be here in Eastern Europe and not living in that virtual world of PPL and online dating and all that stuff, or remote dating where you're actually back home, but actually what it's like if you were to come over.
How she managed, I guess that's, you got to put an asterisk by that. I wouldn't say it was she. It was how they managed to hook me in. Was they became what I would call the perfect woman, which was probably a good lookout for anyone else. The perfect woman doesn't exist. And so everything about myself that I like, anything that I liked, anything I desired was exactly what was given to me.
So there, as you can see, guys who are normally sensible in other parts of their life can be lured in and absolutely fleeced by these online scammers. Now, if you are planning to come to Eastern Europe, what happens to be Ukraine, Belarus, or Russia, or somewhere else in the former Soviet Union, and you want to avoid the scammers, not just those online, but also those that you might encounter when you come here, then I have for you, for free, my 3 biggest tips for avoiding the scammers. There's a link down below. You have to type in your email address and I'll whisk that off you, that training series, so you're going to get my 3 biggest tips to avoid the scammers. It's been a very interesting video. Incredible to see some guys lose over $300,000. So definitely stay safe, whether it's online or in person. Avoid the scammers like the plague. See you very soon in the next video. Do побачення, до свидання from Scammer Central. Adios, mama.
Zara Experience.